we were given their name by somebody else in the neighborhood. I don't remember who, but anyway, we contacted them and had them come in, and they really helped us design it. We had a picture in our head of what we wanted, but they kind of helped us put things together, and it took longer than any of us anticipated, but there were some, there's always a few things that are delayed or whatever, but the product speaks for itself.
I had the first conversation with Richard, and he happened to return the call when I was in the car, actually, and I remember that call very much because he definitely, I was talking about the issues of contractors not being dependable, not showing up, being irresponsible, not keeping their word, and he was a very gentle, kind man on that conversation, and just spoke to each of my concerns about even working with him. And I really liked him from the get-go. He was just, I could tell, very genuine and just authentic, and I could trust him. It was a good feeling from the very beginning.
When they came here, I think the first visit was just Richard when he came here, right?
Right.
And I just felt at ease with him. And I felt, just as Darla said, that he would be accountable, and the things he told us about the project met our expectations. So that we were very at ease with him.
They did the fireplace first, and that went very smoothly. Everything went as planned. There were never any problems. It just moved along, and the cabinets, we had told them we want them to match the kitchen, so shouldn't be any confusion there, and there wasn't. When we got to the shelves, of course, the biggest question was the color, and we didn't even talk about what wood it would be or anything. And originally I had said I wanted dark shelves to match the mantle, but through that they chose to buy maple shelves, maple wood, and they're naturally have more of a red tone. And so, and when we saw the boards, they were beautiful. The grains in them are just gorgeous. And still, if you get up and look at those boards, the grains are just beautiful in all of those boards. When they were first put up, they were a little redder than we liked, but they said, well, let's just put another darker coat over it a little bit, and that's what they did. And it was perfect then to blend with the whole living room, the furniture that's already here. And so that was the only thing that we even had to have much conversation about was, well, let's give it a shot and put a little darker coat on it, and we all liked it then. Yeah. Richard and Colin are their word. The TV was, they had told it, they had our contract was, we had talked about that, they were not going to put the TV up. They don't do TVs anymore. And in the end, they did the TV, and I think there was a miscommunication between their guys, and so we came in one day, and they were putting all the wiring and doing the TV, and they ended up not charging us for that because that was their error, not ours. All along the way, he was his word. They did what they said they'd do, and we didn't have anything else that was even a problem, really.
They're very good about communicating too, always keeping us updated what was going on all the time. And they communicate via text, email, and then they set up a site where they put the job in, and then you can communicate through that site if you have questions or you want to share pictures or anything. So that works really well too.
It was smooth sailing, really. Yeah, it was really easy.
the hardest part was picking the color, the tile. That was the toughest part for us. And we found this and decided that's what we wanted. And then, you know, you continually wonder, did I pick the right thing? Did I do it? Is it the right one? And
no. Yeah, it was I consider the project very smooth. It went fine.
One thing that was really nice was they used plastic to wall things off, and they did everything they could so that the dust didn't get everywhere. And they did a good job. They did a very good job of that.
And they put a runner down from the door to here, so even you know, that was great.
Walking back and forth out, you know, and
carrying stuff in and stuff.
And they were very conscious about not hitting walls or the doors or anything when they brought stuff in. There was no damage anywhere. I really appreciated Paul and Paul's attention to detail as well. And he was more than helpful with suggestions, or he would talk to us in a way that, you know, here's some options, but he wasn't going to pick for us. But here's some options that you could think about. And I will tell you that even though they weren't supposed to do the TV, he did an awesome job of getting the TV up and hooked. I think they could do that as a side business because all the work he did on that is very much appreciated. But I really liked Paul.
Yeah, I did too.
Well, and I liked all of them. They just came out and said, "We'll take care of it." I mean,
we
like,
want you guys to, we want you to love it, and they were going to do whatever they needed to do, so we loved it. You know, period.
Just minor
So we tried
stuff,
in Florida.
but yeah.
People are so irresponsible. You know, they just don't even show up. They don't call you or anything. That is just the trend in Tampa. Like it was. We came from South Dakota. People kept their word.
Yeah.
People always did. Maybe and when we got to Tampa, and it's like nobody kept their word. Like nothing was done on time. Most of the time, they'd even come, quote it, but never saw them again. Didn't hear a word from them, even if we wanted them to. You know, I don't know what the deal was, but
Their Enhanced Renovations is accountable to their word. They do. They're very detail oriented in a project. They want to make sure that you love what you get. It was just great.
well, clearly, I would highly recommend them to anybody, and they're definitely above any experiences since South Dakota for sure. You know, and South Dakota, and equally as good as anybody in South Dakota. I mean, they totally accountable to their word all the way along. Never any question about it.
The other thing I think they understand is that they are disrupting our lives. Enhanced Renovations understands that, and they do what they can to respect that and take all the necessary steps to make sure there's as little disruption as possible. For me, I would say the satisfaction's gone up. The more I'm here, the more I love it.
Yeah.
I loved it at the beginning, and the more I'm here, the more I like having that there. I mean, I like the project. Looks great. So
Yeah, I stand back here and look at this probably daily, just because it's like, oh, I love it. It's just so pretty. Tim will ask me, what are you doing? Just looking.
from first impression with them, I expected it to be like this because they said it would be. And I had a trust that that's what would happen. Oh, we already have.
Yeah. The Mahjong group comes in here, and they kind of watched it because I think they were here 2 or 3 times during the whole thing, and they all think it's just gorgeous, and they got to watch this all come together. So, and they're all in this development. So I'm sure that this will be on all of their recommendations that people ask.